Settlers of Kalguur is brings nerfs and buffs to this build. But the nerfs only affecting the Uber endgame, not the league start. I fixed many nerfs that the build is got. I can safely say this is still one of the safest builds for league start. What's up guys? Budget here. First I will present you the skill and then I will cover what changed to this skill in 3.25. Our skill choice is Toxic Rain. Firing a projectile with your bow and where it lands you create a spark pod and this will start dealing chaos damage over time in an area and they can overlap with each other. We need to reach 39% increased area threshold using the bow mastery 20% and the simple glove craft 9% and you have two options. The first one 10% increased craft from our amulet, the second helmet implicits 10%, but you don't have to worry about this till the late game. Let's start with the nerf and after the buff because we got buffs as well. First nerf is they just removed the Divine Blessing setup support gem from the game. Many build was using this support because it was giving a free aura of your choice. Sadly, I can't do anything about this, so we need to deal with this. We lost here around 13% damage. My personal opinion on this, my problem, they done this without any compensation and when your build is getting nerfed is a bad feeling. Next is the physical damage taken as elements, got pretty hard nerf. They removed this mod from Taste of Hate, craftable mod from the crafting bench and removed the Watcherize mods as well. That was related to this stat, again without any compensation. This is pretty noticeable change if you aiming to tank Uber bosses. But don't worry, I found a solution for this problem. More about this later. We got buffs as well. The first is not too huge buff, just a little. But we will notice, and that's they reduce the mana cost by 1. Yes, by 1. This little change will help us to make our Toxic Rain almost free, so we can drop the Eldritch Battery, but for early game we will still using it. Next one is little bigger buff. They changed the increased duration support gem to more support gem. In the early game, we was using this gem before we got the Empower support. But with this change, maybe this support gem could be competitive choice for mid or even at late game. This is the changes that we got this time and we got little changes on the tree. But more about this later. Many people saying Pathfinder is dead and not too good, but I think the opposite. We have more option to deal with high physical damage, but people are lazy to find new solution for new problems. Let's talk about the clear. Toxic Rain has bad clear. Let's go in a map. I think Uber Cortex map clear should be a good indicator. Well, the clear is not too fast, but this is Uber Cortex where the monsters take 70% less damage. You will only use Toxic Rain on very hard content like Ubers or tier 17 maps. Most of the time you will switch out Toxic Rain to Caustic Arrow and Auro Nova support. Your clear will be super fast. And you will obliterate Legion or Expeditions with a few click. This is where the build is shines. Super fast, has good recovery, and by the way, you don't need to run Petrified Blood on maps, just switch to Grace and enjoy the ride. The main reason why I really like this build and that's the tonkiness. I think the videos behind me is telling much more than I can tell you. You can just face tank 90% of content. Of course with good gear, not as first day gear. I would like if you hit the like button like the Shaper hitting the Elder so it can start spread to more people. Thank you. Let's break down how you can navigate in my version of Path of Building. 3 is the most important for good leveling experience. You can see on the bottom level 13. You can click on this one and get a drop down menu and select your current level for corresponding tree. It will cover from level 1 to level 94. I only want to add a little side notes to level 34. 3. When you complete your first lap, you start pathing to Wasting Entropy and Blood Drinker, and then you will start travel like this. I know it's not pretty, missing a notable here, but on the next few levels you will take this one. This is how the points adding up. Another note for 55 tree. Your first goal is in this tree, take the entropy node, then continue pathing you see here. Also, yeah, here is also missing a notable, so don't worry, you're not messed up. On the next one you will fix this. My goal was not the prettiness, more like functionality. So I hope your OCD will not come in action, because for me it was super hard to not click for this 2 node. For the map's progression, firstly, take the reservation wheels, so you can use more auras, and if you reached 500 energy shield, you can use Eldritch Battery, but for more, check out the notes. Welcome to the notes section. I hope you will like this one as well. I worked so hard on this one, just like on the leveling trees. You will find frequently asked questions that you want to ask me, such as, why are you playing this Nerf Ascendancy? Oral Breakpoint, mana issues early, and how to fix them, and the most important as well here, when to switch to Eldritch Battery, and problems related to this. Also, I try to include here weapon progression as well. What can you use at early level or how I'm doing it. This is my personal preference. But if you have better things in your pocket, I will not stop you. Also, I include a few scenarios that maybe can occur while you're playing. There is a stat and item priority if you want to have a checklist. And of course, luxury items goals here as well, if you want to reach that level that you saw in the video earlier. I made crafting section as well, where you can learn how to craft items for this build with a very high percentage success rate. Don't forget, always double or even triple check before you start using expensive crafting methods. For this reason, I include Craft of Exile as a link you can practice/learn craft before you even trying in the game. Also, include where you can find the craft recipe for a very few important mods in the game. I hope this section will serve you as well. If you still have questions, you can always ask me on twitch.tv/budget2. I will be there 90% of the time if I'm not sleeping or making videos. In the YouTube comment section, and I have a Discord channel as well, where you can ask the other community members. This section is done, only left is the game section. This is also contains a drop down menu besides skill set. Click on corresponding level that your character has and try to use the gems listed here. Don't worry if you can't find the forlink at Act 3, you will find it later. You can combine this section with the notes to get better picture what I'm doing and why. Maybe you wonder about Pantheons and Bandits. Well, this is very easy. Click on Configuration tab under the General. Bandit, kill all. This is a very easy choice because the other ones is not too powerful for us. Pantheons, Major, Soul of the Brainkind, and upgrade soon as possible to get freeze immunity and reduce the chill effect on you. Minor get Soul of Garukan for the reduced shock effect. When you get 100% avoid elemental ailments, then you need to switch for another Pantheon. Overall, I hope you will find this League Starter POB useful. Toxic Ray Pathfinder is one of my favorite skill and ascendancy combination. Also, the Pathfinder ascendancy is super flexible, so if you want to, you can just respec to other skills easily. I know everyone wants to try the new melee skill changes, new Warden ascendancy, and so on, but sometimes some people like the safety, then can try something new this later when they done with this build. This build guide is made for them. On the first day of the league, I will start a subathon where you can make my league start miserable and much harder than it should be. The details is not set yet. For this occasion, I will accept suggestion for this punishing league start, so if you have an idea what would make harder the league start or what would you be funny to see, join me and tell me your idea, or just leave a comment under this video or the next ones. I hope you enjoyed this video about Toxic Rain Pathfinder for Settlers of Kalguur League Start. If you have any question, leave a comment below, or you can find me on twitch.tv/budget2. Also, I would like to say thank you for my Patreons for supporting me. Thanks again guys. Thanks for watching, I was Budget, see you next time.